Who knew Mahaksha? Mahaksha does. You knew Mahaksha? He did live here? Yes. You have a space where to sit? You do? So Mahaksha was a very good friend of mine. I fell in love with his music, his heart. He was a beautiful person, really. Now he was a composer and he was a singer. And he played also the guitar, and he had a very particular way of playing the guitar. He was not conventional in the way he used to play the guitar. Did you reduce the volume on my keyboard? It's me. Thank you. Mahaksha, he composed beautiful Krishna conscious music. In fact, at the time we were in Krum Court, I did a presentation with Mahaksha songs. So, kids, you don't know about this. How many of you lived in Krum Court? What is Krum? Yeah. Krum Court was a sort of a castle, a beautiful place we had in England, where. So you don't know about that, but we did a special there. At that time, Jethro Prabhu was alive, and it was quite festive. So Mahaksha, he composed several songs, but he had a very particular way of expressing himself. You remember Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan, the way he expressed himself in music was like, he was very rough, right, in his way of expressing music. He was not like sophisticated or, academically trained or any of that. So Mahaksha was a sort of an Irish version of Bob Dylan. He composed a song that I'd like to share with you. He used to go, I'm such a fool that I'm thinking I'm cool, and I'm thinking I'm higher than high. I'm very small, but I'm thinking I'm tall, and I'm thinking that I'll never die. Really Irish, isn't it? Yeah. And what if the sun never shines in the sky? And what if the rivers run dry? And what if nobody gives thanks anymore? Then what kind of winner am I? Proud of my home and my wife and my children and household affairs. I'm very sure that I'll shelter them all and I'll ease all their troubles and cares. And what if the sun never shines in the sky? And what if that person run dry? And what if nobody gives thanks anymore? Then what kind of lover am I? My bombs and my guns and my ships that can fly in the sky. I'm very sure that I'll win every war. I'll evolve till I don't have to die. And what if the sun, and what if... what is that? I lost myself. I don't know, because I got excited. Okay, and what if the sun never shines in the sky? And what if the rivers run dry? composed also a song that is like this. Look for the one who cares. He's everywhere inside you, even in the heart of every single man who will. Well, I did a version of that song. The song is called It's So Nice. And he goes, as I say, he was playing and singing like Bob Dylan. And such, look for the one who cares. He is your only shelter. So I did a sort of an Eleanor Rigby type of version. Like, Eleanor Rigby. You know what the song is that? Anyways, I did it like this. Look for the one who cares. He's everywhere inside you, even in the heart of every single man who will hear from you and every word that you say. Look for the one who's lost. He's your only shelter. All you have to do is give your heart to him. Don't be afraid of it. There is no end to his love. It's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. La, la, beautiful song, isn't it? So I did that recording in that way, and I made a cassette. Kids, do you know what a cassette is?
Yeah.
You do? So I did a cassette and I gave it to Mahaksha. Now Mahaksha befriended seriously Paul McCartney and Linda. Linda was really into vegetarian marketing. She really wanted to make the whole UK vegetarian. And also McCartney, he's very much into it. He's a great activist. So he went to visit them several times. And in one occasion, he gave the cassette that I recorded as a gift to Paul. It never ends well. See? So, it's even worse now. Okay, you speak. Thank you. Hello. So, where was I?
He gave it Paul McCartney.
Oh, he gave the yes. At that time, Paul was in trouble. He was caught with some weed, some marijuana. He was caught and he was taken to jail. That was a shame. The whole world, oh, Paul is in jail. They got a little, it was an unnecessary scandal. You know, Paul is such a noble person. To treat him like that, really, it was a shame. So, once he was back in the UK, in London, at his house, he decided to do just an album with songs himself. just by himself. He played all the instruments, and he sang all the songs with his wife, and just an in-house. But of course, it was Paul McCartney, you know. So he made one song, particular song. The title is "One of These Days." Do you follow? One of these days. So, at one point, when he introduced the music to the media, one of the reporters asked, the last song of your album, it's called One of These Days. What is it about? So, well, a cassette came to my hands from a friend of mine who is a Hare Krishna. And this is a response to the song that I heard. So the song goes, look for the one who loves, he's everywhere inside you, all you have to do is give your heart to. So he said, one of these days I will come around. That's the way he responded. So, again, you may not know all these stories because there's so many stories actually of great heroes. No problem. The devotees have done so much service. Every time I think of, Rancho or Shakshi Gopal, and so many devotees, so many beautiful devotees. I'm happy that I'm going to see them, I hope so, at the Bhaktivedanta Manor. So this was the story of Mahaksha. Now I'd like to open up a little bit, maybe a small discussion. Is there something you want to ask me? Something that you would like to know or comment? That's also good. Please let me know. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing. It was so beautiful, and how you interlaced with your music. It was very, very nice to really travel in your journey, in your life. In the beginning, when you talked about when you came across the Hare Krishnas, how did you decide? What was the turning point? Because you said you grew up in a very religious family. So how did you know this is different, or this is something that you felt really connected to compared to what you grew up in? What was that incident maybe that was a turning point?
Well, it's when I started to read Prabhupada's books. I started to read his small book. The first one was Elevation to Krishna Consciousness. That was the first book. Is it possible to get some water? I actually marked certain lines that I thought, wow, this is genius, this is so nice. But maybe the real turning point was, you see, the second time that I went to visit the devotee, Dinesh Chandra and his wife and his kid, he welcomed me with open arms, like an old friend. Oh, nice to see you. Come, today we have a nice party here. I said, really? Oh, yeah, okay. And meanwhile, while I'm in the kitchen, do you want to hear my Guru Maharaj, my spiritual master? And I said, yes. You see, Dinesh Chandra was the first one to record Prabhupada's classes in the middle 60s. And then after that, in Los Angeles, that assignment was given to Krishna Kanti. He did the rest, the 70s and so on. But those he had in 7.5-inch reels. And he had it right there. So he put the machine. You remember there was like a big machine where you put the tapes, and I had my headphones, and suddenly I hear Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Chaitanya. Go. You know, I literally, my hair stand on end, and have you had this in the back of your neck? And suddenly you feel like, this is what happened to me. I had to take my headphone off, I couldn't resist it. But then I went back to it, and then I said, oh, this is... Anyways, I see that plates are coming in and out. Nice plates, you know, it's like silver plates with different preparations. And so I take my headphones, what is this? He said, oh, today's a very special day. Today's the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya. This is the second time I arrived at the house of the devotee. I didn't know who was Chaitanya. But the altar, the little altar they had there, was packed with food. Now guess how many people were there? Give me a number.
50.
Yes, one. I was the only one. I was the only one. So what was the turning point? Halava. And sabji and samosa and oh my God, the sweets, the whole, I mean, she was the one, Krishna Devi, the wife, she was the one who did the first cookbook in ISKCON. It was a rectangular black and white edition. And I mean, you have to eat all of this because there's nobody else. So, well, if that's the case, you know, don't blame me. I'm just following instructions. It was amazing. I was surrounded by food. And they were laughing at me because my whole face was full of prasadam. And definitely prasadam did the job. At that point, and after that there was a kirtan, and that was my first time that I actually experienced kirtan, the holy name, and I felt, you know, like, of course, keeping distance, but you know, when you hear the Bhagavatam, when Narada Muni, you know, he was meditating and Krishna appeared and disappeared. But that simile is there, is that I could understand, I belong here. This is not Hindu. This is universal. And I am part of this, for sure. I started eating the books, not only reading. I was looking at them, studying them. I fell in love with Krishna consciousness. And when I went to Venezuela, I started to preach to the devotees and ended up with the devotees. I started to associate and eventually, some years later, Prabhupada came where I washed his feet. So that is the story.